Hello, Aries, and welcome to your Astroflower reading. We're going to be going into the qualities and elements upon which are playing through your Astroflower at the moment. Obviously, we've just come into Aquarius season, so we're going to be seeing how the elements and the qualities of the universe, or Aries or Aquarius, is actually playing through your flower in particular. If you haven't seen your yearly reading, your tarot yearly reading, it would help you to understand what we're going through on your karmic paths for this coming year, on the material front and on the spiritual front. Also, we do have our sister channel, Cymatic TV, which does energy updates and goes into lots of videos about energy, which will also help you to see what the influences are upon your qualities and your elements. So, as you can well see, here is the Astroflower reading for you. The yellow is your sign, and the slightly grayed out is Aquarius. And as we're just coming into Aquarius, it's sort of feeding in. We will be doing another reading in 15 days, where you'll have the two signs sitting perfectly on top of each other. So let's just go into this quickly. Aries, you're in what I would say is your second month of autumn. There's 3 months, like every season. You're in the sign of Aquarius is like equivalent of your second month of your autumn. Now, this is to do with your birthday, so it's going to be according to your birthday. So it's the 2 months, the month which is 2 months before your birthday. Okay. And this is a period where things should have slowed down already for you. So you should be a little bit more sort of relaxed. If you're trying to do too much, it will cause you problems. So, you should be a little bit more relaxed, and you should be concentrating on what has happened over the last year in the physical front, the physical and the material world, and what you would like to do in the coming year after your birthday. So you get that sort of concrete within you. You get a feel for it before you actually start initiating those sort of plans. This is a very simple system that I've set up over the last 30 years of doing energy healing, that I've seen over 15,000 people, and it's been an absolute joy to do. And I still do it on a regular basis, and I still love doing it. It's part of my life. So this information is a tool to help you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I never tell people what to do, but what I do is I tell people, or I help people to how they orientate themselves according to what they're trying to do. Yes, if you've got physical problems, I do a lot of those in the healings, but they are stemmed in a lot of stress that we've had and built up over the year. It'll help you, the Astroflower, and I think Aries is out now in the Astroflower collection. You'll find it in a link below, but it'll help you to actually start engaging within your life. When you engage in your life physically, you will be in a much healthier position. And it will then change my job from being the healer into a case of fine-tuning and helping you to sort of get the most out of your energies. So this time at the moment, we're going to look at each side. So we're going to look at the physical and the spiritual side. Let's start with the physical side, because this is what you're going to be more concerned with at the moment. So in petal 4, we have that cardinal energies, which is partly your cardinal fire. And then we have that cardinal water, which comes up through Capricorn. And that is playing upon cardinal air and on fixed air from Aquarius. So at the moment, the universe is trying to guide you in the sense of sort of both those cardinal air and the cardinal fire are actually pushing up and sort of saying, explore, see what you like, what you don't like, what you've been doing over the last year. It's time to sort the chaff from the wheat. And on the other side, you've got that cardinal water that's with that fixed air. It's asking you to be sort of emotionally detached from it. Get involved with it, but don't be cross with yourself. Nobody is your judge. You are your own judge. That's how it works. Because you're the only one who sees what you do with your hands. So you can be you're the judge, the jury, and the witness. So, it's sort of saying to you at this moment here, sort of get into the idea, take time out where you can actually, celebrate your body, go to sort of like a spa or have a massage or something like that, and it help your physical body just to sort of realize what you want to do next year in the physical sense, to do with work, to do with businesses, to do with projects, but also physically say like, I want to climb Ben Nevis, or, go and go and see the geezer at Tutankhamun. So it's like going physically somewhere, so that should be sort of flowing through you. And on the physical front, just above that in petal 7, this is where your guides are trying to help you and influence your karmic path. They're telling you to sort of be clear and to have clear thinking, because that's what Aquarius is all about. It's very humane sort of thing, clear thinking. And you've got that fixed air that's playing in the middle of that flower, which has a combination of the air and fire at the top. So you tend to like to push on, but you have that air, you have that water and fire at the base of that petal, which is slightly conflictual, but it gives that whole sort of aspect of Aries, which is where they look at things and they like to calculate things before they move on. And it might be causing you this year, you might wake up and realize that what you do in your job is not satisfying you totally. How can you change your job and stuff like that? So that's what it's sort of playing on at the moment. And if you're clear with yourself and in your thinking, you could get some really good heads up from your guides, real good gifts and stuff like that. On your petal 3, which is your karmic path, you have the fixed water and fixed fire. So on your karmic path, it seems to be based upon right and wrong. It's like that. It's, that is not good. This is good. That sort of thing within you. And it's playing upon the mutable water of Pisces. It's a very passionate water that's coming through. And also that fixed air on Scorpio, who doesn't like taking risks in particular. So therefore, it's going to be very prudent passions that you put into it at the moment. And just be emotionally sure on your karmic path. And this is going to help you sort of sort the chaff from the wheat of what you should be physically doing in that sort of thing. And then that petal 7, as I said, you got that fixed air combined with your fixed water slightly below it, which goes on that cardinal water. So that helps you to be absolutely that sorting that chaff from the wheat. The chaff from the wheat can actually get you onto that page of sort of saying, yeah, that's what I want to do. This is what I should be doing, etc. As you go above that, so you go on to petal 9, this is where your subconscious comes into play. And this is where your guides also help your subconscious, where you've got that air and fire mix right in the middle there. And it's that same thing of staying fixed with it. Then for your mutable fire, you can go as quickly as you want, but don't push it too hard because you may blow out your passions. And this, you could be a little bit difficult for you. So it is sort of trying to marry the body, mind and spirit. And if you haven't seen your yearly tarot readings, you really should go back and have a look at it, because it will tie into that beautifully. Okay. If we look on the spiritual sort of side, so the spiritual sort of side, you have that mutable fire on the mutable air with mutable water on fire, cardinal fire. So it's sort of saying, you won't be in a position to emotionally take the direction at the moment, which is that cardinal fire, which actually comes from you flying through Aquarius at the moment. But you will have on the inside that mutable fire and that mutable air, which helps you to have that, I don't know if you can hear that rumbling. There's something coming over very low. So anyway, has that, it's a case of, just getting on and keeping with that rhythm in your life, keeping it simple, kiss, keep it simple, stupid, at the moment spiritually. So don't push it too hard on that sort of front at the moment. And you certainly shouldn't be, starting sort of plans at the moment. Above that on petal 5, so on petal 1 you have that your cardinal fire with that cardinal earth of Cancer, which has all to do with this sort of family. This is why you guys are also very family orientated. Everything you do tends to be for the greater good for the family and stuff like that, or the community, or for friends and stuff like that. You're really reliable people. And that's playing upon, so your earth is playing upon your cardinal fire, cardinal water as well, which is coming through on the Aquarius season, which comes from Capricorn. And so it's actually sort of asking you to be sort of like just straight and honest. Don't emotionally get involved too much, but just be straight as a die with the world around you. That's how the universe is trying to help you and convince you, or help you be involved in it, as it were. And you have that that sort of fixed fire underneath that sort of cardinal fire. So it's sort of the fixed fire is sort of saying, don't let passions get too into you, because it will it will disrupt your spirit, which is not what you need to do at the moment. Above that, you have the crossing point of the cardinal fire, your cardinal fire, cardinal earth, and water from Capricorn, which is sitting in your petal 5, which is where your guides are trying to help to create that, the coincidences that are around you to give you that heads up. And at the moment, with that sort of on your side, you have that mutable water and air on the interior, and that cardinal fire and earth on your exterior. It's sort of, getting involved with the rest of the world passionately, like you do, Aries. You're very passionate about those sort of things, but don't get involved emotionally or mentally within the world outside you. And that runs right through you at the moment, and it sort of, reiterates the elements and the qualities that are within you. Just above that, you have the crossing point of the cardinal earth of Capricorn and the mutable water of Pisces, running through that subconscious level, that petal 8, and that's where your guides try and help you in the subconscious front. And that interior of that petal of you have water and earth, but you tend to be very productive, and it comes from within you, and tends to be, when you do things, and the exterior is a mutable air with cardinal fire, so you tend to go ahead and do it, and you'll be passionate about it. But there'll be seeds coming up at the moment, and it may give you a little bit of distraction on the spirit. So this is where you don't want to get too distracted with your emotions and your mental side, because it may distract from the physical aspects that you should be organizing at the moment for this coming year. On petal 10, and this is the combination of the two, you have that cardinal earth on fixed air. And that's sort of saying to you, give clarity to your physical interaction to the rest of the world at the moment. You've got that cardinal fire, which is that passion from you, which is fine. And then sitting underneath it, you have a mixture of fixed earth and cardinal water, and fixed earth and mutable water, So it's what you put in will depend on the emotions that go along with it. What you put in physically into your world, into your spiritual world, and everything like that. And how you combine these two is what you put in physically, emotionally, you've got to adapt. But at the moment, what it's sort of saying to you is sort of saying, just be clear about what you physically put into your karmic path at the moment. Don't put in too much. It's like when you've got where the water's going down the bathtub, if you put your fingers into it, it stops spinning, doesn't it? So you don't want to put too much stuff into there at the moment. So there you go, Aries. I hope this has helped you out to help you give orientation to your life. And we will be doing one in 2 weeks where the two signs will sit together and see how it sort of develops for you guys. But I hope this has been a really good heads up for you. If it has, please do subscribe, click that bell, so then you get the future readings, which we will be doing the tarot readings for the season of Aquarius as well, for all signs. That should be coming out, and the readings for next week. It's a very busy week for me. So whatever you do, Aries, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.